Hey everyone, welcome to another episode of Taste Journey. In this episode, we will be talking about food that we have tasted so far at the Sultan Bazaar 2019. The Sultan Bazaar has actually ended on the 2nd of June 2019. The bazaar was home to a multitude of food stalls that mostly serve traditional food, but from what we've explored, we realized that there are a handful of stalls that actually serve pretty unique and trendy dishes. Without further ado, let's begin. First up, the famous satay burger. Now, we have actually reviewed the famous satay burger and posted it on our Instagram page at foodinthehood.sg. But to make it easier for you guys, long story short, their burger was pretty disappointing. It was quite dry, but their ace in the hole was their chicken satay wrap. The chicken pieces were so juicy and tender, and was a flavor bomb combining cheese sauce and satay sauce. Why no one have actually thought about that? Next up on our list, we have a Wagyu beef sandwich by FAT. Now, it's actually quite surprising for us to find such a priceless meat being turned into a sandwich, and on top of that, being sold in a bazaar. Well, obviously we had to ask the owners of the store, and apparently each of the meat that is required for a sandwich have actually been vacuum sealed. And what they've told us, the Wagyu beef are actually graded as A. Now, for those meat lovers, you'll know that Wagyu beef has more grades than just A. There's A1, A2, up to A5, which is the top-notch Wagyu. And after hearing what they had to say, we quickly lowered our expectations of the sandwich. But nonetheless, we had at least expected them not to overcook the meat. But even that seems to be a difficult task for them. Because when we first took a bite of the sandwich, it was really difficult for us to even tear the meat apart. It was so tough, and it felt like we were eating rubber. Literally rubber. And on top of that, there were just too many condiments in the sandwich. We couldn't even taste the meat or anything else in there. Even the egg that's inside it doesn't have a taste. In overall, we feel that the $10 we spent on this sandwich was wasted. Now, our third food item is actually a chicken satay pao from Easy Food Impacts Private Limited. Well, aside from their chicken satay pao, they do actually sell their chicken chili padi pao, their beef pao, their regular chicken pao, and of course their red bean pao. Now, let us have a look at the chicken satay pao itself. From the touch, it's actually pretty huge in size. But as we cut it open, we realize that most of it is just the breading. There's actually only a very small amount of filling inside, which is extremely disappointing for us. Now, on top of that, apparently there's no chicken meat inside, even though it is supposedly to be satay flavored, and satay by default is marinated meat. Now, there might be meat inside, but it's just that we couldn't taste it. But nonetheless, the overall experience was just really bad. So what we can learn from here is to never judge the amount of filling a pao has by its size. Next up, we have another place that sells pao, but also roasted duck. And it's called Dim Sum Express. Now, fun fact, Dim Sum Express is actually the only store that has a MUIS certified halal for a short-term period. As for the food, we actually bought two different items. The first is their braised duck char siu bun, and the second is the specialty Peking duck roll. When looking inside the char siu bun, we realized that it was filled to the brim with char siu filling, which enlightened us greatly. Although we still have to keep in mind that a single bun actually costs $2. Moving on, the first bite of the char siu bun actually hits you with some familiarity, similar to the char siu chicken pao that you can get at 7-Eleven stores. As a whole, we feel that the char siu bun itself is actually a worth it item for everyone to try at least once in their lives. But if you intend to buy more, it will definitely break your bank and still leave you hungry for more. And on to our second item, we have the Peking duck roll. Now, in Singapore, It is actually pretty difficult to find any halal Peking duck dishes or roasted duck dishes because the Malay society rarely ate ducks. Therefore, this is actually a first-time experience for us. Now looking through its cross-section, we found out that the popiah roll itself is filled to the brim with duck filling. But sadly speaking, each of these rolls actually cost $2, similar to the cost of a bun that we had previously. In terms of flavour, you can actually taste much of the duck meat, but something was missing, and that was the crispy duck skin. Peking duck dishes are very well known for that, and this was just a missed opportunity. In overall, our experience with the Peking duck roll is actually similar to their char siu bun, which is mediocre tasting and expensive. So that's it guys for now. However, we still do have 2 more food reviews which we'll be posting on our Instagram page at foodinthehood.sg. Now if you like the video, please hit the like button, and if you want to see more, hit the subscribe button. Until then, Selamat Hari Raya to all our Muslim friends.